My name is Karara Muhoro, and I'm a professor of chemistry. Today, I have a project called The Mechanism of the Dual Nature of the Coronavirus. The dual nature means that the two properties of the coronavirus that are detrimental enough to cause the world pandemic, to trigger the world pandemic. Number one, the coronavirus behaves like a particle, solid, liquid, and gases. Solids vibrate in place, negligible kinetic energy. Liquids move, particles in liquids move over each other, moderate kinetic energy. Gases, on the other hand, move very fast. Gases move very fast. Gases move very fast. As gases. Particle nature of the coronavirus. Number two, the coronavirus behaves like a catalyst. A catalyst speeds up the rate of chemical reactions. So these are the two properties, particle nature and catalyst, combining, meshing together to provoke, trigger, cause the world pandemic by infecting millions of people and killing hundreds of thousands of people around the world. The catalyst in the human body that speeds up the rate of chemical reactions is known as carbonic anhydrase, an enzyme, a biological catalyst that speeds up the rate of chemical reactions. The mechanism of the dual nature of the coronavirus is about the interaction between carbonic anhydrase, the enzyme, and hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the molecule that binds oxygen and transports to the tissues for cell metabolism. Let's look at the mechanism of carbonic anhydrase so that we can comprehend the mechanism of the dual nature of the coronavirus. Carbonic anhydrase has a zinc ion at its active site, zinc ion. Zinc facilitates the abstraction of a proton from the water molecule that is bound to the active site. Proton removal generates or produces a hydroxide ion. Hydroxide is rich in electrons. Hydroxide increases the acidity of the lungs, the acidity of the alveoli of the lungs, the acidity of the bloodstream, and this allows hemoglobin to bind oxygen. This graph, percent oxygen saturation versus partial pressure in millimeter of mercury, represents the binding of oxygen to hemoglobin. The first molecule of oxygen binds to the heme of hemoglobin, meaning iron for heme, and then this facilitates a conformational change in hemoglobin to bind more oxygen. After this, the oxygen is transported to the tissues for cell metabolism. In the tissues, carbon dioxide is produced, but carbon dioxide is not soluble in water. Carbon dioxide is converted to bicarbonate, and then it can be removed from the lungs. It happens like this. Carbon dioxide binds to the active site of carbonic anhydrase, and then the hydroxide reacts or attacks carbon dioxide to produce bicarbonate. The bicarbonate takes a proton from the medium to produce carbonic acid. Carbonic acid decreases the pH, the acid level of the lungs, the acid level of the bloodstream, red blood cells, and this allows carbon dioxide to be expelled or removed as a byproduct, waste product from the lungs, from the body. Then a water molecule binds to the active site, the zinc ion, and regenerates the enzyme so that this regulation of acidity can continue, a cyclic process. However, in the presence of the coronavirus, which behaves like a catalyst, this perfect mechanism of sustaining life is blocked or is infected. So it reverses the water molecule binding to zinc ion active site. When this happens, the water molecule reacts or combines with carbon dioxide to generate a higher concentration, exponential concentration of carbonic acid. This carbonic acid decreases the pH, the acid level of the lungs, the acid level of the alveoli of the lungs. The alveoli of the lungs is where exchange of life-sustaining gases occurs. Oxygen is transported to the lungs for cell metabolism, and carbon dioxide is removed from the body as waste product, a byproduct. So in the presence of the coronavirus, the chemistry of the lungs changes. The chemistry of the alveoli of the lungs changes, infecting the lungs. This change in chemistry of the lungs, the alveoli of the lungs, is the cause for the world pandemic. Therefore, the mechanism of the dual nature of the coronavirus objective is to unveil how the coronavirus messes with the catalyst, the zinc ion active site, to change the chemistry of carbonic anhydrase, which regulates the binding of oxygen to hemoglobin, changing the chemistry of the lungs. This change in the chemistry of the lungs is the cause for the world pandemic. Thank you very much. I'll be back.